Bundy pinned his man one time with a 3 count, dropped an elbow on him, and pinned him again for a 5 count.
He told the referee keep counting.
Oh, what is up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I'm back with another episode of 5 Count. Oh man, I'm loving doing this show, and we have another fantastic show lined up for you. Another fantastic wrestling show. Tonight we will be talking about the March 29th edition of Friday Night Smackdown, which I just thought was a tremendous show. So let's get into it. My top 5 takeaways from tonight's Smackdown. Number 5, tag team wrestling. Oh my God. If you listen to me before and Wrestling with Reality, you know that I love tag team wrestling. And tonight was not short on tag team wrestling. Good tag team wrestling. In the opening match, you had KO and Randy Orton taking on Pretty Deadly in a fun match that Pretty Deadly actually came out on top of with interference from Logan Paul. That just furthers the storyline. Then we had the Street Profits in a qualifying match for the WrestleMania Tag Team Ladder match, taking on Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Interference from the Final Testament. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory did take that. Then you had the New Catch Republic versus Legado del Fantasma, and another great match, man. I really, really love New Catch Republic, formerly Mustache Mountain. I forget what their other name was, but just a fantastic match. New Catch Republic did win the match. And then in another thing, you had a WrestleMania match get set up tonight where the LWO came out in full force and Legado del Fantasma came out in full force with Dominic Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio did kind of make a match tonight. Santos Escobar and Dom versus Rey Mysterio, and who the crowd thought was going to be Carlito, but Dragon Lee. So at WrestleMania, you are going to have that tag match, and I think that's going to be fantastic. Hey, listen, WWE has more than enough tag teams on their roster to have a fully competent tag team division, and all you have to do is just put a little time to them, and you'll have a great tag team division. I just think they need to split those belts up. Moving on to my number 4 takeaway from tonight's episode of SmackDown. Oh my goodness, Bayley and Eio are heating up. Now this feud, I gotta say, has been cold. They haven't been spending too much time on it, but what they did tonight was very simple. This is what I always talk about: those promos, storyline progression. They had Io Shirai doing an interview in Japanese, which I loved it. Subtitles. They were subtitling the hell out of her, talking about Bayley and talking about how she never liked Bayley and she regrets that she ever was Bayley's friend, and all Bayley did was use her and Dakota to prop herself up. As soon as she was done and getting ready to take the mic off, Bayley comes in and jumps her. They have a backstage fight. They go into the green screen. Nice aggression. I loved it. A nice pull apart brawl. That's all we need for a match like this. All you need is one good segment that's really, really going to heat it up. So my kudos to those women for that segment and whoever produced that. Let's go on to the number 3 takeaway from tonight's SmackDown. Oh my goodness, the long awaited. There is a storm coming through. So tonight we did have the contract signing, the debut of SmackDown's newest signee, Jade Cargill. And I'm going to tell you right now, this woman is a mega star. I don't know how long she's going to be in the WWE, because with that look, Hollywood's going to be calling her like crazy to do movies. I mean, this woman is put together like nobody's business. Phenomenal look, great ring presence, and just as a parting shot, the crowd reaction. So when this woman comes out, you hear a crowd reaction, unlike the other woman on the other show where there's crickets. But I'll digress. Jade Cargill is going to be a superstar on the WWE roster with that machine behind her. But this won't be the last time we'll see her for the night. So let's get into the number 2 takeaway from tonight's SmackDown, which I thought was a fantastic show. My number 2 takeaway from tonight's SmackDown, where is the Tribal Chief? After that segment that you had on Monday night with The Rock and Cody Rhodes, oh my goodness. And if you haven't seen the video they released after the show went off the air, please go and watch it. The Rock is just, again, I don't want to see Cody versus Roman Reigns. I want the belt off of Roman, and I want to see Cody versus The Rock for the title. Because Roman Reigns is cold as I don't know what. But even with all that going on, where is the Tribal Chief? You saw Jimmy Uso. You saw Solo. You saw Paul Heyman. But you did not see the Tribal Chief. One SmackDown. Well, you got one more SmackDown before WrestleMania. And he couldn't bother to show up. The only thing they said is he's the one that ordered the beat down on Cody. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. The Rock has completely come in, taken his shine completely. So I don't care if you've been champion for 1,300 days. I don't care, you know, whose record you're breaking. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Show up for work, because not for nothing, the guy I want to see, they got half of the main event right. They got Cody Rhodes part of the main event right, but I don't need to see Roman in the main event. I want them to somehow get The Rock in there. I know that's not going to happen, but that's the storyline that we're getting. So we have an absentee champion, but I'll digress from that. Let's move on to my number 1 takeaway from tonight's SmackDown. Number 1 takeaway is, oh my goodness, the melanin was popping. So the main event tonight was Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai from Damage Control, and they were actually having a really good match. Bianca Belair did get the win, and Damage Control, Kairi Sane and Asuka did come in and interfere. Naomi came in because earlier in the night, Naomi said that I got your back. If Damage Control gets out of line, I'm there to help you. So, but the numbers games was against them. You had Damage Control firmly in control, and then you hear the theme music of SmackDown's newest signee, Jade Cargill. And Jade walks out, just mega star walk, just walks out. And hey, and not for nothing, she had time to change her. She had time to change out of that red outfit into this one. She walks down to the ring and she proceeds to lay a beat down on Damage Control. She does the pump kick to Asuka. She does a huge power bomb to Dakota Kai. I mean, this woman is a mega star. I don't know what else to say. And then at the end, the baby faces are standing, but then you get that subtle look between Jade and Bianca. You know where they're going. Probably SummerSlam will probably get that match. There's not enough time to do it for Mania. Fine. They're on the same roster, so there is time to get it going. But I just love the parallel here because of what WWE is doing versus what AEW does. I have said it on Wrestling Reality week after week after week. Wrestling, AEW has all these black women. You never see them. The only time you see them is when it's time for some new blonde to come out and look good and eat a pin. And it's the reality. Nobody can say that I'm wrong. You see your Queen Amanda's. You see your Kiera Hogan's. They just had this other one on a couple of weeks ago I had never seen. I still can't see Athena on my television. I don't know where to find Athena. Nobody knows where Ring of Honor is. But AEW constantly has their black women eating pins, whereas on the other channel, WWE, you end your show like this. A powerful trio, and I don't know if it was just people making things up, but it looks like it's going to be official that Jade, Bianca, and Naomi will be taking on Damage Control in a 6-woman tag team match at WrestleMania. I know the rumors were that it was going to be Bianca and Naomi in a tag match for the tag titles, but this is just as good. Bianca and Naomi don't really need the tag titles. You put this 6-man in. Jade comes in, cleans up, hits all her power spots. She looks great. We could always build on Bianca and Jade at SummerSlam, and we could put some real heat on that feud. Man, listen, this was another fantastic wrestling show. Monday Night Raw, phenomenal. AEW Dynamite, phenomenal. Friday Night Smackdown, phenomenal, man. This is WrestleMania season, and I tell you, what a time to be a wrestling fan. What a time to be a fan of professional wrestling. These shows have been kicking ass. Just great effort from everybody. Great SmackDown. Hey, WrestleMania is next weekend, so hopefully the go-home shows will be have even more steam than these. But I see my time running out. This has been another episode of 5 Count, my top 5 takeaways from Friday Night Smackdown. Until next time, peace!